Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. And this Tuesday, we're going to check out how to add and subtract radicals. Now, at the top of your page, it only says adding radicals. It's totally fine. We're going to do a bit of both. All right, now there's a worksheet I want y'all to complete today as well with this guide. All right, so adding radicals is kind of has some components that we use when we add and subtract. Same as we did in scientific notation. You know how you had to match up the exponents before we could add the big numbers? It's a very similar process here. Okay, we'll switch this up. Let's get sideways. Yeah. All right, so let's see this example problem. All right, so what you'll see here is our first step is to match the inside numbers. Okay, well, how do you match up radicals? Well, you can simplify them, really. Now, sometimes you have to simplify just one. Sometimes you have to simplify both to really get them to the same value, right, to the same number. Okay, and sometimes you don't have to simplify at all. It's really nice. But in this example, we do have to simplify them. Okay, so 7 can't really be simplified, so we probably won't do that one. But let's do 28. Okay, so 28 simplifies into, what is it, 4 and 12? No, it does not simplify into 4 and 12 at all. Let's try 4 and 7. Because that works, right? 4 simplifies into 2 and 2. Okay, and we can't simplify any more than that. That's our factor tree, all right? So then we do our thing. We rewrite these, right? We've still got 3 times the square root of 7 over here, plus this becomes 2 goes on the outside, 7 stays on the inside because it's a single, and we have 3 root 7 plus 2 root 7. So you see how we've got our roots, they're the same now. Now we can add these numbers or subtract them, right? So the next step is to do just that. Okay, add or subtract the outside numbers. Make sure you're writing these steps down. Okay, you want these notes to be completed. All right. So we add or subtract the outside numbers. Now this sign is an addition sign, so we'll add them, and 3 plus 2 is 5. All right, for sure this time. Okay, because we're adding, right? And then the number inside the square root sign just stays the same. Okay, so root 7 is still going to be root 7. We don't have to add that. So our answer here is 5 root 7. Now, we do want to check to see if we can simplify this any further. We cannot simplify 5 root 7 anymore. We can't simplify that radical any further. So we are good to go. All right, so what I want y'all to do now is pause this video. Try these 6 example problems on your own. All right, now we've got some, first row is a level 1 for sure. Level 2 would be that second row. We've got level 3 here, and then this is a challenge, but only because it's got variables, and that doesn't change too much. Okay, so pause the video, give those a go, and I'll go over in a sec. All right. If you're here, you've done the work. Okay, so let's go over these. All right, 5 root 3 plus 3 root 3. First of all, we want to match up the radicals. Oh, look at that. They're already matched up. Great. So all we have to do is add the big numbers. 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have 8 root 3. And that is our answer there. Ta-da. Okay. Whoops. I don't want to do that. I like the circle around it. All right. Let's look at number 2. Okay. Now we've got a subtraction problem. So subtraction doesn't change anything. The only thing it changes is once you have the radicals matched up, you're going to just subtract the big numbers instead of add them. All right, you can end up with negatives. All right, and that's okay. All right, so our radicals are matched. It's already root 7. Oh, so all we have to do is do 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 2, so we end up with 2 times the square root of 7. Ta-da! Not so bad, right? Not so bad. All right, let's look at one of these other ones. Okay, so we've got 5 times the square root of 3 plus the square root of 12. Okay, so we'll have to simplify here, all right, because these are not matching up. Our radicals are not matched. So let's simplify the square root of 12. All right, so that simplifies into 3 times 4, which is good. We want a 3 here because we know that we want to end up with a 3 in the radical sign, right? We do that one more time. We get 4. We have 2 and 2. That's great. That's a pair. And we end up with 2 times the square root of 3 instead of the square root of 12. Now, that matches up with our other number, which is 5 plus the square root of 3. So all we have to do now is add 5 and 2, and we should get... I hope you said 7 because that's correct. Yeah, it'd be 7 times the square root of 3. Okay, that's our answer for this one. Not bad, not bad. Let's just move that up so it's out of the way of the next problem. Okay. Ta-da. So here we've got number 4. All right, similar thing going on. We've got to simplify the number on the right. This one right here. Okay, so we want it to be to the square root of 3. All right, multiplied by the square root of 3. So usually what I do is I divide by 3, right, to try to figure that out. And 48 is divisible by 3, but I can't do that in my head right now, to be completely honest. So I'm going to divide it by, well, I know that 4 out of 20, we can separate this into 4 and 12. Right? 4 separates into 2 and 2, so we have a pair of 2's. 12 separates into 4 and 3, and 4 separates into 2 and 2 again. All right, so we have our 3 that is alone. That's great. And we have 2 2's outside, so this is going to become 2 times 2. Well, actually, remember, we've got to bring the 3 down. 3 times 2 times 2 times the square root of 3. All right, and if we multiply those outside numbers together, 3 times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12, so we end up with 12 times the square root of 3, and we just add that to 2 times the square root of 3. So once you've got the numbers matched up, it is simple addition and subtraction, okay? The thing that tends to mess people up is getting these numbers to match, okay? So 2 plus 12, what's that? You got it. It's 14 times the square root of 3. Ta-da! Not so bad, right? Not so bad. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So that is our answer right there. And that's how we got that. All right, let's look at these challenge problems, okay? So these ones, I'm not going to be able to match the square root of 45 with the square root of 20. I'm not going to, root 45 is not going to become something times root 20. It just isn't. And that's okay. All right. 20. I know this because I can't divide anything from 45 to get 20. Like, no. No. So what I'll do is I'll just simplify both of them as far as they go down and see if I end up with the same thing. Okay, so 20 goes to, let's do 4 and 5. All right, and then 4 is 2 and 2. So we end up with, all right, we've got two 2's and a single 5. So that's 3 times 2 goes on the outside. 5 stays on the inside. All right, so I'm shooting to have a root 5 pretty much here. Okay, so with 45, I'll do, and this is going to work out nicely, 5 and 9, and 9 reduces into 3 times 3. So we've got 2 3's and a single 5, so that turns out being 8. We bring that down again, because remember, we don't forget about these front numbers. We just bring them down. Do not forget about those front numbers. Okay? Very, very important. All right, 3 goes on the outside and 5 stays on the inside, and we're adding these. So we've got a multiplication, right? 3 times 2 is 6 root 5. 8 times 3 is 24 root 5. What happens when we add these together? What did you get? If you got 30 root 5, congratulations. You should be stoked. Okay? All right, let's look at this last one. All right, I'm curious what y'all's got. So here we've got 12t and 27t. Oh, all right, you know what? Let's just simplify 12t. Let's just see what it gets. Oops, sorry. I'm in the way of the problem. All right, so 12 is, we already did it up here, right? So where did we do that? Where did we do 12? 12 ended up being 2 root 3. So we can get that as well. I know that. All right, simplifies to 4 and 3, which is 2 and 2. Single 3, 2 2's. We end up with 8 times 2 times the square root of 3t. All right, I'm not gonna do a factor tree for t because there's no exponent on it. There's nothing there. So there's just one of them. It's a single, so it'll stay inside. Okay, so let's see if we can get 3t for 2017. All right, so that is, oh, that's great. It'll be 9 and 3, which also comes out to 3 and 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so we've got a pair of 3's and a single 3. So we come out with 2 times 3 on the outside, and then 3t on the inside. This worked out nice. Okay, and we got to subtract those. So let's do our multiplication here. All right, 8 times 2, we've got 16 times 3t minus 6 times 3t. All right, and if we subtract those, what will we get? We'll get 10. 10 times the square root of 3t. Ta-da! Okay, perfect. So that is how we add or subtract radicals. Now the paper you've got today is kind of a review. It's got a lot of stuff on it. All right, as far as multiplying, dividing, adding, subtracting radicals. So make sure y'all get that done. We can go over that tomorrow in class. And oh wait, not tomorrow in class because I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. Goal is to come back Thursday. Goal is still to come back Thursday. I'm feeling pretty good. I took my first steps the other day. I feel like a baby, but it's a big deal. Okay, so crutches are still on the wall because I'm not really using them a ton. I'm just trying to walk around as much as I can without them. I'll still have them in school. Just I need them to cover long distances. So, but y'all have a great rest of the day. All right, stoked y'all are learning to add and subtract radicals because it's radical. All right. Y'all have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you later, all right? We'll see you Thursday. Bye. Stop recording. Come on, let's go. Oof.